Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome, OCD and the like, to create awareness and understanding between myself and others, maybe on the autism spectrum, so that you can understand me more of a person underneath these masks of diagnosis. As you are aware, basically, also I do some tips and advice along the way, as well as some motivational videos, hopefully just to encourage you all, to uplift you all one way or another when you are down and out, so that to just share that you're not alone. In this pieces right now, even though I've been trying to complete what I have to complete right now, I'm doing a how-to guide, and this one's all about how to handle an autistic child behaviour. Some of this hopefully will be just maybe a refresher for some of you if you have been dealing with people with special needs, or just, you know, you've got a child that has special needs and just need a brief reminder here and there, and also just for educating you all, hopefully, so that you can just be aware that, you know, with people that are different, you know, be whatever, you know, disorder they have or disability, even though I don't like using that word, but I'll leave it as disability as well in this, that hopefully it would come to light that, you know, it'd be easier for you to just follow through step by step of this. Also, just to bear in mind, some of these will have some tips and advice that may sound similar to the ones that I've been sharing in the previous topics, of some of the ones that may, you know, sound the same, may not, but I'll just say it in advance also that with this, I am no doctor. I'm just an everyday Joe blog, sharing my life stories, as well as just giving you tips and advice of how I manage my everyday, you know, symptoms or diagnoses of all these that comes under the territory of AS, so that hopefully you will be well aware of what's going to be happening to others around you, regardless what it may be. So some of these tips and advice may be based on my experiences versus just my training in general, or also just basically, hopefully, for some of you that may need it, or just hopefully for some of it just to know what I'm all about, hopefully, as a person. So hopefully respect the tips and advice that I give out to you, regardless if you feel that they're not for you, because I know there is someone out there that's probably looking for answers and is right for them. And also, just a quick note, basically it's all about hopefully respecting one another and actually having my YouTube channel clean, because I want people just not to feel judged, misread or misunderstood, because I know what it feels like to be that, and hopefully that in this time that we can be able to just engage with one another. So this one's how to guide, as mentioned, and they're broken down to 9 methods. I'm up to the 7th method right now, which is handling stimming. Basically, as you know, as I shared before with the stimming, basically it's all, you know, real fine and well that most autistics will tend to stim in all retrospect, and it can be embarrassing for some parents or worrying to some maybe, but you gotta remember that it's just a norm for us to do this. It's like a release factor for us, sort of thing, as well as just basically no matter what we do, it just helps with us with sensory overload when it comes. So the tip here I want to say here for the handling of stimming is: number 1, recognise that stimming or unusual motor movements are a normal and healthy part of the autism spectrum for a child. Most autistic children may engage in unusual motor movements. They may jump, spin, twist their fingers, flap their arms, walk on their toes, make strange faces, legs up, interest behaviours. As I said before, these motor movements, however, are self-stimulating. They are not harmful, however, for the child. Stimming may help the children to control their emotions, focus on tasks that you've given them, prevent meltdowns from sensory overload, and may make them feel good in the long run. Number 2, teach your child that stimming is okay and that everyone stims to some extent. Tapping pencils, pacing, playing with their hair, and tapping feet are all examples of stims that neurotypicals engage in too. However, never scold or mock your child for stimming, because this will harm their self-esteem and make them for their coping strategies more difficult, regardless what it is, because some of this can be helping them with their coping strategies. Tip here, or advice here, is it's okay to casually let your child to know that a stim may look odd. However, don't pass judgment or just stamp on them. The stim may be very important, you know, to them. Let them choose whether it's worth the effort to redirect it or not, and give them your full support either way. Number 3, offer plenty of stimulating attention. If you spend lots of time engaging in playful interactions with your child, they will stim in moderation. Teach your child new games and try to introduce imaginary play. However, children who constantly stim are probably in more need of more activity to keep them, you know, entertained and doing stuff to keep themselves occupied. So therefore advice here: trampolines, exercise balls, tree climbing, swimming, recreational sports, and going on walks can help hyperactive children to get the stimulation that they need, however, so they can sit calmly during school or at home while doing homework. Keep plenty of fidget toys around. Your child may not sit still long enough, but mild, moderate fidgeting can be enough to help them focus. Number 4, make sure that your child's peers does understand what's going on around them about the stimming. Talk with your teachers, teacher aides, babysitters, whoever that interacts with that child of yours, to ensure that your child peers will learn good social skills and do not bully your child for being different. However, autistic children should never be afraid to stim, however, so they should have free reign of being able to stim. Never, like I said, tell them off or anything like that. Accept that behaviour one way or another. Last but not least, number 5, provide toys for stimming. Your child may enjoy playing with a doll's hair or fidgeting with a tangle. This will allow your child to choose what they want to do to stim conspicuously or when to stim, and that when they prefer to stim in ways that may not draw or attract any attention to others around them. Encourage your child to explore different stims so that they can choose the ones that they are most comfortable with, so that hopefully in the near future that they'll be able to just have that freedom just to be able to express themselves, because at the end of the day stimming is all about self-expression for some of us autistics on the spectrum. So basically, also before I end this, I recommend, if you want to know more about the stimming, what I'm talking about, I think I did a couple of videos about it. Feel free to check on those on my video playlisting, basically what it's all about, So give me the like or thumbs up for support. Comment below to anything that you may do when you're stimming or what have you, to give people an idea. Also just maybe comment below about certain things that does help you, regardless what it may be, so that hopefully many people can understand us more better, especially for the ones that are in the special needs kind of group that does this sort of thing time and time again. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you all.